So what tempted you to come back after almost 30 years? Was it the script or the technology?
Well, it was the same stuff that got me to come on the first one, was a chance to play with all of the, the great cutting edge stuff that our industry has to offer. And also, for this one, I was really interested in creating a modern day myth about technology.
Did you kind of want to put your own spin on the vehicles?
I mean, most of what you see is really coming from Mastermind, Darren Guilford, the production designer. He put this whole thing together. He hired people from architecture, fashion, the car business. That's why everything is so perfect. And yeah, me personally, I can't wait to see the light cycles, of course. Yeah.
What did you find the biggest challenge was working on this film?
Biggest challenge working on this film was probably learning how to seriously kick some ass. I mean, I went into training for about 6 months, learned sword fighting, boxing, capoeira, jiu-jitsu, parkour. I mean, it was pretty cool, but that was the challenge. It was also the cool part.
Was it important to get Jeff on board? Did he kind of legitimize it basically if you got
Absolutely. I mean, that was the first person I approached, and I can't imagine doing this movie without him.
What did you find the biggest challenge as well? Was there something in particular that you found really difficult?
Well, there's a lot of challenges on this movie. In all areas, but I think it's the same as it is on any film. You want to have the best script you can and tell the best story you can.
The first film as well kind of broke ground at the time, and do you think audiences maybe are willing to embrace Tron the way they didn't with the first one now that they've used this kind of film?
I think so. I hope so. I think it should, it takes it to the next degree. We kind of picked up where Avatar left off as far as the technology. We used a lot of that same stuff that they used in that one and this one. The big special effect that I was most interested in was performance capture. Making movies without cameras, without sets, without costumes or makeup, everything done in post-production.
And what do you say to Jeff Bridges to break the ice the first time you meet him? Because he's a bit of a legend, really, isn't he?
Dude! You just start with the dude.
Offer a White Russian.
Offer him a White Russian, exactly. I think he'll like that.
What do you think when you saw yourself 35 years old again for the first time?
Bizarre. It wasn't actually me. It's an artist's rendition of me. Several, wonderful artists created this, and then I drove the image of myself. So it was odd. It was a bit like hearing your voice for the first time on a tape recorder. Remember that? How it sounds odd. You say, me?
And do you want to really, would it be good to complete a trilogy if this one does really well? Would you come back and do a third one?
Boy, hard to think about this point, but if the fans want to go back, maybe someday if we find the right story and figure out a way to push it like we did on this, then yeah.
Do you reckon you're up for sequels? If there's any more of these that come along, you'll be
if
on board?
If the fans love the movie and they want another one, we'll make them another one.